Back when I was in university, my schedule was brutal. I was juggling a dual degree, which meant taking 6 classes every semester so I could graduate on time. Most of my weeks were spent drowning in assignments and non-stop studying. Our campus library stayed open until midnight, and since I was also doing an internship that term, it was pretty much the only place I could actually get work done. I lived on campus then, but my suitmates were often loud, so the library became my escape. One Wednesday night, after sitting through 3 classes and finishing my internship shift, I still had 2 exams to prepare for the next day. The second my internship ended, I headed straight to the library. It was massive, and around 9 p.m., there were still quite a few students around. But, as usual, the place quieted down a lot by 10, and I planned to stay right until they closed at midnight. By 11 p.m. The crowds had thinned out, though a few people were scattered around. I chose a table tucked between 2 tall bookshelves, hoping for fewer distractions. That's when a guy who looked like he was in his late 20s walked into the aisle. He passed several empty tables, but for some reason sat diagonally across from me. When I glanced up, he smiled as he set his books down. I looked back at my laptop, trying not to overthink it, as I continued working through my study slides. He spoke up and asked if I was taking a certain economics class. I said no, hoping that would end the conversation. But he launched into a complaint about his professor giving pop quizzes every day. I responded politely, though my focus was already slipping. I had a strong feeling he wasn't done trying to talk to me. Sure enough, when I looked up again, he was staring and smiling at me. I looked down, quietly debating whether I should move. Then he asked my name. I didn't want to give my real one, so I said Chelsea. He commented on how blue my eyes were, which increased my uneasiness. At that point, it was obvious that studying wasn't his priority. I asked him who his economics professor was. He hesitated before saying Professor Davis. When I asked for a first name, he admitted he didn't know. I pulled out my laptop and checked rate. Only one Davis came up, a calculus professor whose last reviews were from years earlier. That confirmed my suspicion that this man wasn't a student at all. I got up and went straight to the security guard at the entrance, explaining that the guy was making me uncomfortable and probably wasn't enrolled at the school. The guard came back with me and asked the man for his student ID. He fumbled through his wallet, then his pockets, before claiming he left it in his dorm. The guard asked which dorm he lived in, and the man clearly panicked, eventually saying he couldn't remember the name of the building. That was enough for the guard to escort him out and remind me to be careful walking back later. The rest of the time I was there, I could barely concentrate. My mind kept replaying the whole encounter. When midnight hit, I packed my things and headed out through the same exit where the guard had taken him. He wasn't there, but the campus was deserted and eerily quiet on a weekday night that late. As I approached my dorm building, I suddenly heard the distinct sound of a footstep behind me. I froze and looked back, but no one was in sight. I knew I heard something. I started running. That's when I heard fast footsteps chasing after me. When I turned, I saw the same man from the library sprinting straight at me. I screamed, but he tackled me almost immediately and clamped his hand over my mouth. He hissed threats at me, saying he'd kill me if I didn't stay quiet. I genuinely believed I might die. I tried calling for help, but his hand muffled every sound. Then he yanked me up and began dragging me by the throat toward the woods beside the dorms. For a moment, I managed to pull his hand away from my face and scream. The shout was loud enough to catch the attention of 2 guys nearby. They ran toward us, yelling at the man to stop. He released me and bolted into the woods. The 2 guys ran to my side, asking if I was alright, but I could barely function. I just broke down crying. They called campus police while I tried to explain what happened. We went back to the library to get the security guard's statement. His description matched mine exactly. The police then reviewed the security footage and got a clear shot of the man's face. They sent the picture out to every student through text and email. Later that same night, someone anonymously reported seeing him at a nearby late-night dive bar. Police went there and arrested him.